That's pretty good.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of cards.
That's a lot
That's
of
a
cards.
lot. Yeah, that's a lot of, and I think I counted.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to MTZWBY with you, America's most smelling like Teen Spirit TCG podcast. It's true. I'm, of course, joined by the man in mourning, Josh.
I don't get
All
that
black. All black.
one. Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
You're wearing a black shirt, so you're the man in mourning. It's great.
It's true.
Are you going to continue the intro, or are we just rolling?
I'm also joined by the man who has the open mic night. Every video that counts, Louis DeGeorge.
And we're joined by George, whose intros are getting worse and worse as time
actually
goes.
true.
As
I didn't
it
feel
gets
this one today.
older and older and
What
worse
do you guys
now.
want from me? This is intro 100, okay? Enough.
Is this episode 100? It's got to be close.
Happy 100th. I don't care.
All right, we're celebrating. This is the 100th episode, everyone. We have no clue if that's true, but it's probably close.
You know that?
Probably. Do you think that I keep track of things like that?
I could have critiqued your beard, not your terrible open mic night video, by the way. Your beard looks vile.
I hit 2 million views like 3 or 4 months ago.
Or
I had
just-
no clue. Somebody messaged me and was like, hey, congrats. I was like, on what? Anyway, today we are welcome to Magicthegathering podcast. We're so glad that you're here. Make sure you hit like and subscribe right now while you're waiting. We're gonna be talking about March of the Machine and pre-release and sales and all that stuff. We're gonna give you our thoughts on Aftermath based on the allocation numbers. Hey, real quick, everyone, this episode was recorded before the Aftermath spoiler box opening, so a lot of our takes did not include that, obviously, because it didn't happen yet. So we still just left everything as is, just for the fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode, but the March of the Machine Aftermath part will not include any discussion or any knowledge of the spoilers that came out on Thursday after we recorded the podcast on Wednesday night. Hopefully you enjoy the episode. Have a great day. Be kind to the people around you, and hit the like and subscribe. We're going to talk about serialized cards and the future of other types of cards we may see. We're going to talk about the missing Pokemon hits, which will be a lot of fun. Cryptic spoiler season. We'll talk about Lorcana, and we'll talk about Metazoo.
I'm going to sign off. I've given you warning.
We'll talk about Metazoo sales and native.
I saw you and Josh's views alone before this podcast, so I'm going to tell you, two had a podcast before. All 4 of those viewers were crushed when it was canceled.
Thanks for joining. Oh, are you going to open a Fusion Strike box while we're
no, I just want to prove that this box does have all the good cards. I promise.
All right, well, let's kick off and start with March of Machine. How are you guys feeling about the set?
George,
amazing.
Yeah, you have been wanting to rave about this set. I'm giving you the floor, dude.
I more than doubled my collector box order like a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. If I had not done that, I would have sold out at 2:30 on Friday.
Oof.
Instead, I was very fortunate. I sold out of collectors at like 6:30 on Friday. I don't think I've ever had a set sell out this fast. It was crazy. We have like a new pre-release routine at the store, so that probably helped a little bit too. But like it is like this set flew. This set totally and completely flew. People were excited.
Like it's got everything, and I think there's a huge win for this set that people are.
Pokemon joke.
What? Well, yeah, it has all the cards in it, which is it's an absolute win. Like, listen, these are our criteria now. All the cards are actually in the boxes.
Are there foils?
That's a win as far as I'm concerned. But Louis and I were talking about
you
this.
You guys are going to make that joke way too many times today on the podcast.
Pokemon is goat. Pokemon is goat.
Our poor viewers are going to have to listen to that joke like 18 times.
That's fine. They will know a 10th of mining Josh's pain talking to you any day in which Pokemon is a topic.
The Pokemon cards that we actually got are GOAT. So I think one thing that's not being talked about with this set is something Louis mentioned to me today during a phone call. And it's when it comes to the set box, and like, it's a box that everyone seems to open according to the data. You can get most of the good hits, and not the serialized stuff, but almost all the other ridiculous hits from the set you can get in just the average $110 box. That's a huge win for people looking to buy product.
I mean, you can get the Ragavan. You can get
No. Why is that always your example? No.
That's a great example. Listen, after this Ragavan, why buy any other one?
What? No. We all agreed. Only buying Modern Horizon 2 Ragavans.
You can get Ragavan. You can get all the Praetors. I mean, this set is absolutely loaded with value in terms of like high impact cards that people want in Commander, certainly.
Are we all just taking shots at each other at the start of this podcast? It's subtle shots across the bow for everyone.
I mean, like Ragavan is the #1 card in the set. I don't know what George wants. He wants to hype up how great Mark Rosewater is, but doesn't want to call him out on the things that make him mad.
It's all right. I blame his aunt.
Hey, how's the MH2 doing right now, buddy?
I have no idea. I'm guessing
all-time low.
That's not true.
It is.
I think it might be. I think it might be close.
It's true. All-time low.
If it's not true, it might be close.
Can't be true. Mark Rosewater would be dirty.
We have to stop. We have to stop fact checking on the pod.
No, people love that.
That's our second most proud tradition. We have one
fact checking pre-pod and post-pod. Sure, on the pod. I don't know.
I mean, like it's all-time low. 227 for set box.
That's not terrible. That's definitely not the all-time low.
All-time low is 209.
Definitely not the all-time
As
low.
the man holding the biggest bags in the country, George has seen some stuff. Okay.
It's way up. You guys are nuts.
This man has seen some things. He has gone through it.
It was at 210.
Yeah,
like a month, like 3 weeks ago. It's mooning. It's mooning.
All right, so
we had 10% in like a day. Imagine what it'll be in a year.
It's because Rudy did a
TCG
video
math. You love it.
That's all because Rudy did a video on it this week.
I know. Whenever Rudy does the "It's Dead" video, it pumps. It's the best.
He knows it too. He knows it.
He did not buy my bags.
We had a great pre-release too. We had a lot of people super interested in
for Modern Horizons.
No, for
pre-release
machine. This set it's sneaky how good the set was in the lineup of things. You have Phyrexia All Will Be One, with which like everybody knew how good it was going to be, how excited it was going to be. Coming off the bat of Brothers War, which was also super exciting. Like this set kind of slept under the radar for a while because it got overshadowed by Lord of the Rings. What?
Your history books are half eraser marks and half pencil writings.
When was I negative on this set?
Gosh, his face.
When was I negative on this set?
During the Phyrexia when you were like, this set'll be terrible. Don't buy this set. This set'll be terrible.
I was back then. I was right before we knew anything about it.
Well, that's kind of your MO. That's kind of the move.
Assume the worst. Drink clear beer.
Hey, let's not insult clear beer. Leave clear beer out of this, okay?
It's just water.
So our pre-release was really great. We sold lots of boxes. We saw people opening up packs and like enjoying it and loving it. Lots and lots of sales on TCG Player for singles. It's
I'm not editing this podcast, Louis.
The self-inflicted shots are the best.
Louis, I'm not editing this podcast.
Yeah.
Are the sales been really flying on TCG Player for
it's like almost twice as many as I want.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Shout out. Those crazy foilings are amazing.
The Halo foil is so good.
They are gorgeous. If you haven't opened the Halo foil yet,
they're not crinkling according to my customers.
Oh, they crinkle.
Ooh, really?
It's not crinkling like the other ones do. Look at that. Straight as an arrow.
Straight as half a Pringle. The foiling looks really cool. It certainly hasn't fixed the foiling for Magic cards, though.
But come on, that foiling is fantastic.
Yeah, it's the coolest looking foiling I've seen on Magic cards.
It reminds me of old Dragon Ball Z cards. They did foiling really well. It was really cool.
The only one I like better is the etched. Is it not etched?
Etched foil's great.
What's the one from Dominaria United? The
stained glass, the shattered glass.
No, it's like it's stained. It was stained glass ones, but they are
raised foils, stained glass.
I think they called them
textured.
edge. I can never remember.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
the ones from Diamond Mary United are pretty sweet. All right, so we are still previous to where everybody can list their cards. Right now, only stores can list their cards on TCG Player.
That's the weirdest way to say pre-release
we-
ever.
The weirdest.
That's the weirdest way to say we're in pre-release. That's
We are seeing Ragavan be the most expensive card in the set. And the Halo foil at like $240. The next
That
most
could have been money at Modern Horizons 2, Mark. That's all I'm going to tell you. That
The
is
ne-
$240.
The next most expensive card is the
another
Atraxa.
Ragavan. No.
Yeah. Is the Atraxa in the Halo
All of them.
foil.
Oh,
And then-
Ragavan.
And that's at $100. And then it's Ragavan in foil etched at 77 or 71. And then it's Ragavan, the regular one, at 55.
75% of the top money is Ragavan. Let's go.
After
How
that,
dare all of you? How dare any of you buy this?
After that, we've got Elish Norn at 47 in the Halo foil and Skittles, which I got the serialized one of. We'll talk about serialized cards later at 47. So,
And then the Ragavan token. Follow.
Where do you guys see Ragavan falling?
Which
Which
one?
one?
You just named like 6.
So, like, let's use the regular, the non-foil one that's at $55 right now. Where do you see this falling once everybody can list their cards? Let's
I don't
say
think-
25% of sellers can list their cards right now.
Sure, but I don't think it falls that far. It's extremely playable. Like, it's extremely playable. So I think more than it falling is more people just pick some up. I mean, probably $40 as a low. I mean, that's pretty low, but yeah, $40.
The Modern Horizons 2 one is $55.
Yeah, you could tell me a world where this drops to 40. I mean, the problem is is it harder to get out of this set than it is Modern Horizons 2?
It doesn't matter. The Modern Horizons 2 one is better, and we all know it.
Is it harder to get out of this than Modern Horizons 2? I have no clue how to evaluate that.
Yeah, I don't need. There's so many variants and so many slots and so many different products.
I got one Ragavan. I've only opened 3 cases of collectors. I got one Ragavan a case.
Really?
You opened that for like singles?
So we opened on stream. We opened a case for ourselves, or like 7 boxes for ourselves, and we opened 6 boxes for other people. And then just at the store, I've opened another 6 boxes.
So that puts your box open total at 16?
Yeah, like 16 to 17. We've
Okay.
pulled 3 Ragavan. That's like nothing.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Now I haven't opened any set boxes or anything like that. Like set boxes move better at my store, so I typically keep set boxes sealed. But I personally haven't opened any from set boxes or anything like that. So it does seem hard to pull. That being said, there's 80 listings already on TCG Player.
Yeah.
So
And like, think about it. If there's 80 listings on TCG Player, you bump that number up to more than double. Let's make it an even 200 listings. For a card like Ragavan, that's still not like the most in the world, especially because no one's going to have 20. You wouldn't assume.
yeah,
the
unless
pull rate you're
something
talking
happens with like Pokemon.
Well, if something happens like Pokemon, then they're just not in the box, right? Like they're all just at Compete Sport because George doesn't want them to go out to the public.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
just taken all the
11,
Ragavans.
12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, George,
Why
this
do
is
you
the
take the
move.
one ring? I'll be like, do you know how much Modern Horizons 2 I have?
You got to go to the factory and steal all the Ragavans off the line.
Yeah. Just leave the one ring alone. It doesn't matter. Give me the Ragavans.
So you guys
There were 48 Ragavans sold on the 18th.
that's pretty good.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of cards.
That's a lot
That's
of
a
cards.
lot. Yeah, that's a lot of, and I think I counted like 20-ish.
That's
today.
stunning.
That's a good amount of monkey.
You're already seeing the foil market price trend back up. It came down and it's already trending, but like back
The
towards
foil market price is trending up in pre-release.
Ragavan is like Pokemon. It's GOAT.
up. Like it dipped down to $74 and now it's up to $84.
Really? That's
yeah.
why. That's wild. I didn't see that happening.
I listen, guys. Like I think I forgot that I was negative early on about Marks and Machine. You're right. You're both right. But since I did do a video where I switched my tone, I did do a video where I
Was
switched
it,
my
well,
time.
I'm sorry, was it on this podcast?
Probably not.
Because I was told that our content that is not on this podcast does not count.
When I saw them do the Thalia and Gitrog monster and like they combined cards together and made iconic things, I was like, this set's going somewhere.
I thought the same thing when I saw that.
That was the moment.
Yeah, for me too,
Yeah.
Louis. Don't worry.
Listen, this is like
That's like the first piece of information we got about March of the Machine. You know that, right?
right, well, maybe I made some predictions based on nothing.
Okay, you listen. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I did an entire aftermath video yesterday. I get it. Like,
Yeah, we're about to talk about Aftermath. We know nothing about it. Nobody
We
has
know something
any clue.
about it. We know
you
something,
know something about it. Louis doesn't like it.
No, I already said I like that one.
Nope. Louis
Yeah.
doesn't like it. Putting baby in a corner.
I think that these cards will still. I think a lot of people are going to open these boxes.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see a lot of downwards pressure on the singles as a result of that. But I think a lot of the cards that are getting pulled are things like Ragavan. That the sales are just so they're just so strong. They're
That's
just
a
so strong.
stunning amount of cards.
Yeah,
for a day.
I may believe that this is better than Phyrexia. All will be one.
It has the formula, right? Phyrexia All Will Be One. It's got the fan base behind it, but this one has like the Chase special editions that aren't part of the set, the serialized cards. You can get a bunch of the great stuff out of the set box. You don't have to buy the collector box. Like it fits, it checks all of the boxes on the spreadsheet.
Yeah. Big fan. I think everybody locally really likes it. You've got the Predators. Anyway, I don't know what else to say to you guys.
We talked about pre-release. I want to give George an opportunity. I want to see if he wants to share. He's got a wonderful pre-release story. We discussed the validity of apps during pre-release and computer systems earlier today. Hold on, boo-boo. And I called George and said, "Oh, we were talking about apps." He said, "That's ridiculous." I said, "Oh, it's crashed before." And he told me a wonderful pre-release story about interacting with you. And I was wondering if you'd like to. This made me laugh. So, George, I would like if you'd like to talk us through the night of pre-release.
So I was at home at like 9 o'clock, very close to my bedtime. Like I was getting ready for bed. Bozo the Clown texts me.
Not me this time.
Yeah. And goes, "Hey, did your Magic software just crash?" And I texted him back a picture of the StarCraft 2 game I was losing.
This is true.
And I was like, I have no idea. I'm too busy getting pwned by the toss.
Meanwhile,
What a
I've got
name.
34 people waiting for me in between rounds.
What a name.
So I'm just playing my game, getting wrecked by the toss. It's terrible.
Shout out Toss.
And then my store manager calls me, and I'm like, "Uh-oh, I do guess it did crash." And so my store manager calls me. He's like, "Hey, George, did you change the password for Magic the Gathering?" Spoiler, I don't know the
George
password.
doesn't know that.
So no, I did not. So he was like, "I changed it to see if that helped anything. It didn't help anything." Like, I'm like, "Oh, some idiot called me about this a few minutes ago. I think the whole system crashed." And he was like, "Oh, okay, never mind. Then we'll run it on like some other softwares or paper or something. I don't know."
What an
was wrong.
experience.
He seemed,
Yeah,
he seemed stressed.
as
about
somebody
this
who was
situation.
actually there, it was horrible. And it was so bad that they sent an apology, which is like, listen, I was pretty upset and then I forgot about it. But on Monday, getting that email, I was like, oh, like this is how companies should respond to mistakes. Like their thing was like, "We're sorry, our software broke. This is what we're doing to fix it so it won't happen again. We're sorry again. We understand how important it is to have good software. We'll do our best to make it better." And like, no excuses, no pretending it didn't happen.
I want to offer this right now. Mark Rosewater, if you want to send me an email apologizing for putting Ragavan in this box, I will forgive you.
It needs to be a well-written email explaining what he did wrong.
Louis
what he's doing
for authorship. He can't read, so it's not that big of a deal. It'll be okay. Like I guess I want him to approve of the wordsmithing. And I will accept your apology for Ragavan.
It is kind of the benefit of being like the conglomerate giant battleship company where you can just be like, hey, we messed up. We're sorry. It's the South Park. We're sorry.
We're sorry.
We're really sorry.
Like, what do you want them to do?
It's nice of them to send the email, but it's one of those like what else are you gonna do? Where else are you gonna go? You're gonna sell Pokemon? No, we have cards in our boxes.
All right, let's move on.
The best part of every one of these comments is Louie's face.
Yes.
Let's move on to Aftermath.
So Aftermath is a set coming out. We don't know a lot about it, if we're being honest with each other. We don't know a ton.
We know nothing.
We do know some stuff. We know it's going to change Magic forever. We know it's going to change Magic forever.
Is that what he said, or is that this set? That was Aftermath.
Who knows?
I can't remember which one.
We'll never know.
One of the two.
It was machines. It was the battles. That's changing Magic forever.
It could also change it again in Aftermath. You don't know.
There's battles that aren't sieges.
Yeah, you don't know.
Here's what we do know about Aftermath. Number one, it's a tiny set, like 80 cards or something like that.
The size of the set, Louis. It's how you use it.
The size of the set is tiny, and additionally, allocation is completely obliterated. And if you ordered Xboxes, you got like 6. You got like, it doesn't matter.
I thought you were talking about the game
I
system.
thought you were talking about an Xbox for a second there. I'm like, that's a weird pivot.
Oh no! If you ordered a number of boxes, you got.
If you ordered PS5 boxes, you got 6.
We also know that there's no Thalia and Gitrog monster mashup that's been leaked yet, so Louis is not high on.
So it sucks. The game
not
sucks.
high on this set.
Could be a Ragavan. We don't know.
Could be it's another Ragavan.
So help me God, Mark.
So what you're about to hear, this is important that we put this disclaimer because we know what happens, is purely speculation. We have no clue what's going to happen, but here's our ideas of what's going to happen in Aftermath. Josh, go.
How is he? What an intro. What a setup. Go ahead, Josh. I also love how we have no idea what you're even supposed to be referencing. I love it.
That's fine. I can do this.
I believe in you, Josh. So carry us home, baby.
Carry the podcast.
I'm sorry. It's Friday. I truly believe that this set is Wizards kind of leaning into the idea of block printing and story-driven printing without taking us all the way back to blocks. We can't go back to blocks, right? We all agree. We can't do set blocks anymore.
I mean, we could if they wanted it to be better, they would.
We cannot, we physically cannot because of all. It would be so weird. You get block portion A, then you'd get a premium product in the middle that has nothing to do with the block, then a commander product, then block portion B. Like, it doesn't make sense. This is the idea of them being like, hey, we are going to lean into the story and the IP a little bit more and try to keep people in the same realm and keep them engaged that way. Is that the best way to do it? Who knows? But that's the only thing that makes sense to me as to why they would do this.
I'm trying to look up the buy a box promo is Joriel, Voice of Zephyr.
That's a great card.
We've never seen that card before, right?
No.
Yeah. Like, we don't even have a Joriel in the game. So that's going to be the card. So that's what I want to. That's the other thing we didn't say that we do know, which is that we have a new card. Like, this is not a reprint set. That's the key for me. Like, this is not a reprint set based on what we know. The buy a box promo for this is Joriel.
Yes, it's not a reprint set. I think they said it is unique card. I think they've given us that.
So is this just like 80 super powerful commander cards that they couldn't put into a standard set, and they also didn't want to put in Lord of the Rings? Is that what this is?
It's just Commander Master 0.5.
Because that's kind of what it feels like it is.
No. Well, we have no idea if that's true. I agree with Josh's take, actually, that I think this is Wizards trying to figure out their IP problem. I think Wizards is trying to figure out how do you tell a story through boxes, and how much do people care about that story through the boxes.
So for the Phyrexia All Will Be One Step and Complete bundle did that for Phyrexia, kind of. Yeah. This is doing that for Marks and Machines.
Yeah,
like I think they're trying to figure out how can I add products that don't cannibalize the products before it.
So Wizards also has another weird problem that I think they're trying to solve here, George. I want to expand on what you were saying. We see sales for these sets in all the data that I collect. Magic is one of those, because it comes out so fast, the set drops and sales fall off. Because everyone's getting ready for the next thing. I think the next problem they're trying to say is, how do I keep my customers engaged for a little while longer? And whether it's a supplementary product that exists in the same plane and kind of keeps that idea and that thought process and IP alive. You could sell me that too.
I agree with that, and I think that's smart.
Step and Complete Bundle did that fantastically for
Yeah.
Phyrexia, and this guy was 100% me. I was 100% wrong. I said Step and Complete Bundle was going to cannibalize Phyrexia all be one, and like it just hasn't. Like
no.
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure out like what products can they release later that won't cannibalize earlier products.
Sure.
And I think that I'll be interested in how Aftermath handles that. I think that this is smart by them. I think they're trying to figure they're trying to how do I extend the shelf life of these games. And I'll
of the sets.
Complete Bundle did that. I'll be interested in how this does. I'm a little anxious that like people are just gonna like prefer this booster box, to be honest. Like there's no chaff.
So I was admittedly, I was down on this product, but if it is, from some of the things that we can theorize together, right? It's standard legal. So theoretically it should be Pioneer legal. It should be in the same.
Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
If not, let me know in the comment section below, but you won't, because I'm right. So I really, really think that we have an opportunity here to have some cool products. And I think this booster box, the epilogue boosters, is such a weird and unique Magic product that I am super hyped for that, which is weird.
That something I think we missed this year for Magic is that I think this is the year of them trying stuff out. They're trying to figure out the proper. I think they're trying to figure out the right product mix. They're trying to figure out the right number of sets. They're trying to figure out where their weaknesses are and fill in those gaps.
Tell me why the epilogue booster shouldn't replace the set box.
Set list.
Add the list to it. Now tell me why it shouldn't replace the set box.
I think the question is, do people like commons, right? Like I think some people like commons and uncommons.
But isn't there plenty of that in draft? Like you can't replace the draft box.
But I mean,
right?
like there's not. The problem is like draft boxes are now for one purpose.
Right.
Yes.
And you can't. But like their problem, Wizards' problem, is that you can't replace the draft. You can't get rid of the draft boxes.
Right. That's the problem. That's
100%.
We're in agreement on that.
Yep.
So like,
absolutely.
Is the epilogue booster box their test for how far can they go with a set box in terms of like?
I actually wonder if can I get rid of the bundle?
Well, they did a bundle for this.
Yeah,
right? But I'm wondering if they're like, I wonder if they're gonna look at this and be like, oh, can I get rid of this next?
I don't know about that, because the price point of that and the bundle are a little farther apart. The bundle sits at 40. This sits at what, 89, 80-ish, something, depending on where you look at a given time.
I don't see them getting rid of the bundle.
That's an interesting take, because these epilogue boosters are going to they're about two things, right? They're going to be all about cracking packs, because there's no chaff in there. They're going to cater to box openings, these products, much more than a regular set booster box right now, right? Which is good marketing for the company. And for people that want to, like, listen, we can't ignore people who want to store sealed boxes or whatever. People who get mad that part of the community does that, like, you just have to get over it, because people do that. It's not only going to display on the shelf, but it's going to take up like less space. I think you're going to have more people all in on buying more of these. Maybe it is looking to push that box out.
Yeah, like
I don't know. I'll be surprised for that.
Interesting.
Mainly because set boxes sell, right? Like set boxes aren't their problem.
Right, but doesn't this do everything a set box would do if it had the list?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, people crack that for their decks, though, and there's commons in decks.
I don't know a whole lot of people who open set boxes for the commons.
Nobody does, but the question is, would they if they stopped existing, right? Like if you take out set boxes, now we have more people buying draft boxes for that.
I think you lose if you right now, set boxes as they exist, you took out commons. I think you lose less than 1% of your customer base.
If you say that again, if you took all the set boxes that exist right now and magically Pokemoned out all the commons, right, instead of the rares, I think you lose less than 1%
of your customer base that's currently buying set boxes.
Do you think? I don't think that's true. I think more than 1% would go buy draft boxes instead of set boxes.
I really don't think so.
Yeah, I don't.
Put in the comment section. This is that's an interesting topic.
The vast majority of people I know that open boxes leave the comments.
I mean, look, you see everyone, they open it, they skip everything, they set on the table, and then they look at the back half of the pack.
They leave the comments at the shop. Either they try to give it to us and
you can buy those comments at gamergrove.gg.
Gamergrove.gg on there.
You can go through the dumpster behind the shop because
you dump them. You don't even donate them.
Throw out comments.
I mean, we have 80,000 bulk cards.
Give them to the local high school.
Give them donate them to the children's hospital. You monster.
The children's hospital doesn't want bulk Magic cards.
They haven't had.
You can build a deck with them and give them to the kids.
Medicine hasn't come to West Virginia yet. Medicine hasn't gotten
that
there.
makes sense. That
George,
makes sense.
Let me ask you, how many times have you donated cards to the children's hospital before you come after
I used to donate cards of certain games to certain groups all over the place. That's actually true.
More fun story. Don't ask George questions about how his shop runs. He's playing StarCraft 2. Okay.
Yeah. George has no clue.
I know this. If one of those kids plays Protoss, he ain't getting my cards. That's all I know.
I think that this is smart. First off, they do things like this and they test out different scenarios for their.
We haven't seen this before this year a lot. Like the last one was like the set box, right? We saw set box and gift bundle, but gift bundle sucks. So like, no, it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
This box, I'm excited. I'm excited to have the box on my shelf. It's a super cool color. It's small. Like I
think this is smart. I like this.
Important things though. We don't know that epilogue booster boxes are allocated yet. We only have our allocations for collector boxes and bundles.
I did not get allocated an epilogue.
We don't have the numbers yet. It's not finalized.
Not all of us have. Not all of us have our numbers. Some of us have our numbers.
Okay. Well, my numbers weren't finalized yet, but you're saying epilogue boxes weren't allocated at all?
I didn't get out. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I did not get allocated on epilogue.
So
I am not saying
you got everything.
I'm not saying nobody will ever get allocated an epilogue. I'm saying I was not.
Okay.
Yeah, on epilogue.
But you were heavily.
I did not get everything I wanted on collectors.
Yeah, you were heavily allocated on collectors and bundles.
I mean, I was allocated. This is the first time in a long time I was allocated on Magic.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If you want a collector booster box of this, you best be like buying fast is my recommendation.
What was before Dominaria Remastered? Dominaria United?
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time we were allocated.
No, was it Brother? I think Brothers War was before that.
Allocated for that.
I remember Dominaria Remastered being the first set that I got everything I asked for.
I thought you got everything you asked for on Brothers War.
I remember that phone call. I
got way more Dominaria Remastered
than never got that phone call until right now.
Than my bank account plus my personal bank account could have handled. Shout out to the guy this week in my comment section who's like, Louis got so much money he doesn't even know what to do with it.
Was that my burner? Was that my burner? It might have been my burner. Listen, I drink beers. I get mean. What do you want from me?
I drink. If you get drunk, if you get mean off your Miller Lights, it's a different problem.
God, when is Miller Lite just going to sponsor this podcast?
No, we already have a sponsor. Shout out to MVP Sports.
Anyway, other stuff definitely. I mean, collector boxes they're gonna be hot.
It's a 12-pack collector box too, but I think it's 5 cards per pack, right? Its epilogue is 6 cards per pack. Or no, sorry, I have that flipped. Epilogue is 5 cards per pack. Collector is 6 cards per pack.
6 plus a foil token. 4 rare or higher.
Yeah, but that's pack. 6 plus a foil token is 6 cards.
So wait, 4 is rare or higher, so you do have commons in this set?
No, you have uncommons. I think.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But I said this week. I forgot what I was recording, but it was like, it doesn't just make uncommons commons now? Like, isn't that just what this is?
I don't know.
It's like,
I have no clue what
have commons, but they're uncommon.
The question is how many reprints are there or not? Like, that's what Matt, like.
You're right. There is uncommons. They're all Sensei's Dividing Top. Got it.
This one's going to be wild.
I should have put something out of Modern Horizons too.
No.
All right. You guys ready to move on?
Never.
I was born ready.
All right. Next topic is serialized cards.
We are not
Josh,
entering
our
the
serialized card expert. How you feeling about serialized cards?
Listen, I love serialized cards. I'm confused by the Brothers War serialized cards. I think, there's so many. There's the same number of every single one. I'm often confused by I'm charging more for this because this is a rare serialized card and this is a mythic serialized card and that's only a common or an uncommon serialized card. I don't understand that conversation because, spoiler, there's 500 of all of them. But listen, this is a great thing for Magic. How can you be negative on serialized cards? I'm not saying you are, but how is it possible? It's just so good.
Yeah.
Prove it. Do it, Louis.
I'm
Be negative.
George.
I'm
do it, Louis.
on
Be
your
negative.
take
Prove them
on
wrong.
serious card. I am a little bit shocked at how fast the lower tier serialized cards have fallen in terms of value.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm looking at sold listings right now. Lathiel for 132. There's other ones. Baral, Chief of Compliance, which is actually a decent
It's a playable card.
Yeah, commander card for 288. Valdu, Keeper of the Flame, $87 for serialized. Number 107. Brutaclad, another commander card, 153. You've got Quende, Pride of Femerif for 75. You've got Raph Weatherlight Stalwart for 104. Judith the Scourge Diva, another common popular commander card for 162. Those ones surprise me. I know I'm taking out high sales, right? There's Jin-Jitaxis for you have to remove the weird ones because this marketplace is weird. But I'm gonna give you. Are you ready for my Louis take of the podcast? Love it.
Let's do it, baby. I'm in.
Some of these are still way too high. When you look at the Brothers War serialized cards, the first rendition in the artifact slot, which is going to be, as much as we talk about the playability of these cards, something that can bounce around a little more often. Some of those cards are still selling for, 150 and under for the less popular ones. Mm-hmm. I really think that those are too low or these are too high.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think that's too low. You
think what's too low? Brothers War
I think Brothers War is too low.
That's the mud of serialized cards, the underground. I want to live in that. Give me as many of those as you'll sell me at those prices.
If Magic sticks down this path, and there's every indication they will, and it also makes sense for them too.
Yeah, it's great.
And they stick down the serialized card path, and they become a thing. The first set is going to be the set to have. And I think at least.
I think that only applies if you're collecting a whole set.
No, why?
Because if you are,
and also if you want a full set, you need the singles. It's not like they can exist outside of one another.
If these become the card for Magic the Gathering, I think the commander staples, in my opinion, are the way that goes. So Yarick the Desecrated, that card 405. That's a iconic commander. I don't know.
When this kicks into high gear,
seems low to me.
When this kicks into high gear, Wizards will figure this out. They need to slide in my DMs. I got you, boo. I only talked to Chris Cox and Mark Rosewater though, so just remember that.
Screw you, Cynthia Williams. We don't want to talk to you.
I don't know who that is. And
second in command, right?
Cynthia Williams is the head of Wizards of the Coast, for the record, George.
Fine, you can slide in the DMs too. What do you want from me? That's fine. Come on, Cynthia. And they need to stop doing it out of 500. They need to have out of the 500, out of 100, out of 50, out of 10. Maybe don't do the one of ones except for special sets. I can be down with that.
They're
doing that in Lord of the Rings, right? Yeah. With the Soul Ring.
Yes. And I think they need more of that in the standard sets. I think out of 500, 100, 10s, ones, maybe not once for standard sets, but I think they need to do that like sports does. And that will increase the collectability of all of the serialized cards drastically.
So don't they have to also, we talk about Magic's audience being unplugged, right? And not always involved. Don't they also have to keep it simple enough where the casual enthusiast that isn't watching our podcast and not tracing all this doesn't have to think too much about
Absolutely
it?
not. If you're not watching this podcast
out of 500.
Okay. No, If you're not watching this podcast, you're dead to me.
Well, but everything being X out
care
of
if you're happy or
500
not.
simplifies it a bit, right?
I don't
know.
I don't want to
No?
be rude to that person, but like I've heard this in my store. Like, oh, what are you gonna do if you pull a serialized? And their answer is, oh, I couldn't care less about the serialized. I'll sell that for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, but
Like,
they're gonna
they don't care. Like they don't. The average Magic consumer who doesn't invest in Magic or go hard in that way, like they don't care about it. They just want cards to play with, and so they won't care if it's of 50 or of 500 or of. I guess they care about the 1 of 1 because it's like retirement money. But like
in West Virginia,
Where are you retiring for $150,000?
it's not $150,000.
I think
Or are you
they're open
retiring
up.
for $500,000?
West Virginia, where he lives right now.
West Virginia, never mind.
Right now.
Never mind.
Listen,
That makes sense.
$500,000 is like 15 years of somebody's life of work. Like that's a lot of money. Just because you guys make so much money,
You
doesn't
just
mean the average consumer.
I was
does.
trying to do the even math there. You just
It's like
picked a number.
$35,000 a year.
You just picked a number. You just
I
like
didn't.
number.
I went to 10,000 and then I said,
and then you're like, yeah, sounds a little
I
low.
went to 10 years and I said, no, it's more.
I'm
than
not
that.
saying it's not good money or even life-changing money for a lot of people. It's definitely not retirement money, though.
Yes, it is.
Unless you're old.
No, it is.
You gotta be.
$500,000.
Louis.
Listen, guys, you're just wrong. The average American doesn't have any money in their savings account.
What?
That doesn't mean you can
That
retire
is
on
not.
$500,000.
We are not disagreeing with you, but that is not retirement money, my friend. We're gonna have a serious financial.
wanna
We have
be-
another sip
My
of
new
beer.
life goal. My new life goal is to be as privileged as you two.
We are gonna actually give financial advice off camera to you after.
No, we are not.
after this.
No, we are not.
I said off camera after the podcast.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
The Louis.
All right. So, am I just crazy, or
Yep.
are $200 serialized cards a miss? $85 serialized cards, are those a miss?
No, it's not a miss.
Why is it a miss?
I don't know, man. I think I'm just crazy.
Like, this is what I was going to ask you, and I'm so glad that you went where you
Ask me,
did.
are you crazy?
I am so happy about what everyone who complains about the serialized card. What's the downside?
Oh, there's no downside. I mean, like,
So how's it a miss?
so we pulled one that ended up selling for like 150 or $200, and I was like, that's like the worst one. It was like one of the worst ones that you can pull. I was like, this feels bad, but then I was also like, it also paid for the box. Like,
How does it feel bad? You pulled a $200 card.
I want to be as privileged as you are, Louis.
I think it feels bad based on like I think I forget that there's 63 different versions of it, right? Like your hit is amazing, but like you want your hit to be $1,000, right? But like there's so
I mean, yeah, I'd like that, but
I'm saying like the feeling that you go through is like, oh man, I got a serialized. Like when I got the serialized Skittles, I can't pronounce his actual name.
that's fine. You don't have to.
Skirith, the
We're not-
dragon.
This isn't a Magic podcast. You're fine.
Yeah, when I got that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. We got a massive hit. It was great. And when we got the other one, it was like, oh, yay.
So would you say like Mirrodin, original Ravnica block, times like that were a pretty golden era of Magic? Like were those good times?
Yeah.
You weren't pulling a $100-$200 card out of a booster box, and everyone was still like, what? I don't understand where this has come from. It's now we're so insane. If we don't pull $1,000 card out of our booster box, we can't retire on our $10,000 a year anymore, and we don't know what to do with ourselves. Like this doesn't make any sense to me. If I pull an $85 card, I'm not like, oh man, it's an 85. Like, no, that's great.
I agree. I just think the serialized. I just think there's too many. I guess it's what I want. It's what I want. I want there to be 35% of the current population of serialized cards.
So you want them to be rarer.
Yeah, that's what I want.
But like, if they get too much rare, they're already only in the collector booster, right? So, and with majority of the community buying the set booster, majority of the community is not. I'm not going to say doesn't have access to them, but isn't accessing them already, right? It is clearly for a niche marketplace that wants it. And that niche group of people in marketplace that wants it are proving that they want it at a healthy rate. Why scale it up or down or anywhere? Why not just let it work for now?
Ellis Norn sold for $2,700.
You made a comment earlier. These are all the cards for Commander are going to be, well, we have an interesting case study. We're going to have serialized Atraxa and serialized Ragavan. Which one goes for more? Because one is for Commander and the other is not.
So help me God, if it's Ragavan.
I'm pretty sure it's Ragavan. So this is where this is exactly what I guess this is exactly what I'm saying. They did the Praetors, which are the different artwork, and those are way more expensive than any of the other ones.
Sure.
Like that's Ginger Taxis. That one sold for $1,375. The one I just said sold for $2,700. The Ellis Norn. That's the type of thing that I think is really good. I think what George is saying is what I'm wanting. Is like I want a chase of like I want a 1 of 50 that I know when I open that it like that initial excitement is like worth it when I go and look up the price of the last sold. You know what I mean? Like that's what I like. And that's why I didn't do a good job of verbalizing what I was trying to say.
Yes, if you look up last sold and you see $2,700, is it more exciting than seeing 125? Of course, but if I see it, I'm still excited seeing 125 last sold. Like I'm still pumped.
I guess this is my threshold. When you can pull a serialized card, which is supposed to be so good and so amazing and so high value, and you still lose money on the box, there's no chance.
Listen,
somebody just sold their serialized card for $85.
And that's almost half of the price of the box.
No, it's not.
The rest of the box doesn't make up that difference.
35% of the box. No, the rest of the box often doesn't make up the rest of it.
I'd be hard pressed unless they're buying that box at Compete Sport. I don't know.
No, I don't. I am done selling Pokemon.
That's.
We inventoried 3 boxes.
Just kidding. Come buy your Pokemon for me.
We inventoried 3 boxes on Sunday.
Only Fusion Strike.
And it was like $285 worth of cards in 3 boxes, not including the serialized card. That doesn't make your money back on the boxes.
That gets pretty close on average, though. That's like right there.
$285. That's less than $100 a box.
Well, that's without the serialized card as well.
Right. That's exactly what I said earlier. That the rest of the cards don't make up the value.
No, but my point was the rest of the cards with the serialized card.
That's how you get the worst one, and the entire set is $85.
And you get a completely dud box. You get close.
Okay, we'll let the comment section decide on this one.
Yeah, we'll let you all decide math.
If you don't green screen us on this video for that, I'm going to be very upset with you.
George, what do you see the future of serialized cards being? How do you see them changing up cards?
So Topps just released a really cool thing. They've released 2 really cool things the last couple months. One is a follow back card, which people are going nuts over, where if you pull like a Mike Trout follow back card, he follows you on Twitter or Instagram or something that I don't understand.
That's wild.
I'm sure there's 1,000 rules to go along with that.
Yeah.
But like that card's going for buku bucks. That card's going for buku bucks. Like, I wonder, like, why? I think you could. People like it.
People like the idea that a celebrity's following them on. They have to know that they don't actually care about them.
No, they don't. But listen, you get the right celebrity following. You could build a mild income. You get the right celebrity following you and enough people to listen to what you say. Like, listen, we've built a decent little corner of the internet for ourselves. You don't think LeBron James retweeting something that you tweet would help that?
Screw him. I only want the goat to follow me.
We're not talking about they follow you or they retweet your tweets.
Listen, they can't retweet your tweets if they don't follow you.
That's not fair. George doesn't know what Tweeter is.
I have no idea.
That's not true. I'm on the tweeters. I don't ever post.
Just lurk.
I only follow like ALS news. It's very depressing to Twitter timeline.
George's Twitter is just like the Creed document from The Office where somebody set it up for him and he's typing it.
So like the point of that is I think there'll be more real life things out of boxes soon. Things that are outside the box of cardboard.
Like Ellis Norn following you on Twitter?
No, but can you imagine like a one-on-one tour by Chris Cox of the WotC building.
That's the card that sells for like $85.
I think that'd be a cool thing. I think like a small group of people would pay an astronomical amount for that. Imagine an unsupervised tour of the print run facility. Like Pokemon probably has that. Like that'd be worth a lot of money.
It's just like a bag. You can throw in whatever you want.
Remember those sales at Ace Hardware? Like whatever's in the bag is 20% off. They're like, I got them all.
They give you 800 count boxes, and they're just like, here's all of our hits.
Oh god, they're prepackaged.
I think there will be real life experiences.
So you're saying
imagine a trip to New Zealand in the box of Lord of the Rings. You can go see the Hobbits for real.
So like it's like redeemable things.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think we'll see that.
I think we'll see that too. I also the other big one is they just came out with this Monopoly set. I think it was a Panini product, and like it's a crossover set. And I think you will see more hard crossovers that are limited print run.
So like they could do I'm going back to your other idea. They could do a card where you get to redeem it for being a guest on MTZWBY with you.
That's the 85-cent card. That card not worth the paper.
No, but really, like they could do one with the professor, right? Where like you play a game of Magic with the professor.
I would much rather be here. Like, are you
the problem with everything you're saying is that Wizards won't work with any of the content creators that people would actually want to go and do things.
Wizards is 100% welcome to work with me anytime.
Like they won't work with Magic Historian, they won't work with Rudy. Like what do you throw in there?
They should definitely work with Rudy and the Magic Historian. Those two are easily the two best.
I meant Magic Professor.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
The Magic
they should definitely work with Rudy and the Magic Historian.
Oh my gosh, is the Magic Professor YouTube channel taken? Because if not, someone's got to snag that.
Josh's third channel coming right up.
Hey, listen. The Magic Professor is good enough. I might make a switch. That's pretty good.
Like I think there'll be something cool like that coming out. I do. I think they will do something like that.
I like the one where it's like a tour of the facility. That'd be cool.
That would be wild.
If they had like pro tours and actual events going on that people wanted to go to, they could throw in stuff like that.
You know that's currently a thing, and it's doing very well. I think we talked about the viewership on the pro tour.
Yeah.
Imagine a VIP experience that like you can only get if you open the box.
Yeah, that's cool.
Are you guys intentionally just it's Willy Wonka? Like, is that the whole thing? Because that's all you're doing. It's just Willy Wonka. Imagine you open a golden ticket and then you get to visit the factory. And one day it might even be yours, Jordan.
That's what people want. People want golden tickets.
No, like I don't think that's true. I don't think the average person wants to go and tour the Magic facility. You gotta take time off work. You gotta get out of bed. You gotta do a lot of things to make that happen.
We have to accept that we don't know what the average person wants at all.
You gotta get babysitters. This is too much work. I don't want that responsibility. I don't want all that.
Sell it, right? You know you can sell it.
Yeah,
right?
but who wants to buy it if they got to get a babysitter and all that stuff? You got to ask your wife for permission. I mean, like, man, this is.
Some of us have to ask for permission.
It's a lot of work
It's all of us.
It's a lot.
It's all of us.
A lot of work for opening up a booster box. Anyway.
This is why sports wins.
Do you have anything else that you think?
No,
yeah, because they have
actual
sports wins because there's actual iconic people that you want to follow you on Twitter. Like there's not that.
First of all, I would love Elish Norton to follow me on Twitter. There's got to be like the official Elish Norton Twitter.
Doesn't exist.
You're saying the Elish Norton Twitter doesn't exist? I bet Twitter would disagree.
Like the actual person Elish Norton doesn't exist, so it's not the same thing. This is where I don't see this actually happening.
What?
What I could see happening is like you pull this, you can redeem it for a booster box at your store, and then that store gets to get credit for a booster box from Wizards of the Coast.
We did that with beer for an entire summer. Old Style did a promotion where it was the little peel off on the bottle $1 off, but it didn't say one per purchase. So we would go to this liquor store and we'd give them 12 and we'd walk out with a 12 pack. It was great.
It's the most Josh thing I've ever heard.
It was free beer for an entire summer. And the guy
Josh, wait, I gotta tell the audience this. Josh, who every winter or summer, gets a keg and puts it in their house, and anybody can
In my
anybody
garage,
in
you
your
psycho.
garage, and anybody in the neighborhood can just come over and drink out of his keg.
I think it's good.
It's
I like that.
Amazing. It's
Kegsmas.
amazing.
Listen, don't be the Kegsmas Grinch. It's Kegsmas.
It's amazing.
Show your
I will say
Kegsmas
this.
spirit.
Like that is a Midwest thing. The Midwest, it's like they just go for it with beer. It's wild.
Wait, listen. Sometimes I go up there and my dad and my uncle are outside smoking a cigar and having a beer, and I'm in the middle of my workday. It's very distracting, but it's also very jovial.
Yeah. All right.
The
let's move on.
Midwest gets beer.
Moving on. Pokemon hits. Let's talk about it.
I think we already have, but continue. Louis, tell me about your GOAT products.
So Pokemon, I gotta get the image. Pokemon, somebody stole all the cards from the
Nuh-uh.
We need to be careful.
Why?
Allegedly.
No, it's
Allegedly.
not. Stop it.
Nuh-uh. They did not.
It's not allegedly.
There are still cards. If whoever out there wants to buy this box, there are still cards in this box. See?
Oh, I gotta pull this up. See,
There
this is absolutely lunatic.
This is a terribly grainy picture, but basically an entire, like, we're talking thousands of each card hits for Pokemon's Fusion Strike set sitting in a box. Maybe not thousands, maybe 1,000 of each card.
That would be thousands.
Yeah.
1,000 of each card?
Pulled from allegedly. Sorry,
Allegedly. You gotta say it a lot.
Allegedly.
Pulled from the printer, taken home, sat on for a year, and then some complete idiotic moron thought it was a good idea to take this
all at
box
once.
of cards.
All of them. All of them. All of these
And be like,
very pristine Pokemon cards that have clearly never seen a pack.
hey, can I trade these in? Like, what
I
was
was wondering, like,
expecting?
what was he trying to get for them? Here's $10 million of
what was
Pokemon cards.
What if,
I'll take 60%.
how are you smart enough to
Right,
figure out how to
hits.
this is how you know, like, shout out to the Pokemon company, you're the GOAT. But this is how you know how bad their security measures are. The guy who thinks that that's a good idea somehow got out of the building with all the cards. Like, what a complete disgrace of a company, and how terrible their protection of their product is. And then they cover it up for a year. Because this happened, they've known about this for a year. You poor souls who bought Fusion Strike. You poor souls who bought, poor Lauren who bought 4 boxes of Fusion Strike and opened them in front of me at my store. 0 hits in it.
Are you ready for this? I think this is actually true. I did not think of this until the other day. Somebody said I sold them a resealed pack on resealed box on TCG Player of Fusion Strike a month ago.
Yeah.
They got no hits. Spoiler. I don't have time to reseal Fusion Strike boxes for $130 a box.
Did you reach out to them today and send them the link and be like,
I was like, oh, F you guys. Like, I got 2 takes on this. First, like, shame on the Pokemon company. If they knew this happening, if they knew this happened and they did not say anything, that's a bad look.
Yeah.
That's
Agreed.
a bad
look. It takes time to go through it and figure it out, right? That it happened. But like,
I wonder
they've known
how
about
it's
this
possible. How is it possible you didn't realize that none of your boxes had hits?
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
They've known about this for
They have to have. There's no way.
And shame on them.
Shame
on them.
I'm
Absolutely
100% on that team.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
100%.
Are you ready for the more sensible take? The more the take that like nobody's talking about that they should be though. What is the big critique of Scarlet and Violet there, Dr. Louis?
I thought you were going to say that this card's going to the moon.
No. They're going to have to figure this out. They're going to reprint this box.
The big critique of Scarlet and Violet is that the hits are too easy to get.
Here is my question to you, Dr. Louis.
Nobody stole the hits. So
are the hit? Is this how every Pokemon box was supposed to be? But it didn't feel that way because all the hits were in some a-hole's attic.
Yeah,
the undercover ops are secretly saving Pokemon.
You know what's crazy to think about is like Evolving Skies.
Yeah.
Like we are like I saw a picture that was like Evolving Skies from the same group of people, but it was nothing like this picture. Dude, like what do they do? do they reprint it all? Like, I don't think that
absolutely reprint. I would bet they're gonna have to reprint a lot of this
does
stuff.
that not just make the problem worse though?
Well,
no.
they
Like
have
now,
to put some kind of marker or moniker on the new box, right?
No.
yes,
Oh my god, evolving skyboxes are $420.
right. Yes.
Oh my god.
Like, I don't think you can go back now and basically be like, hey, we screwed up.
Wow, I
So
gotta
we're
sell
going
some boxes.
you can't go back now and be like, hey, we screwed up. So we're going to print another whole print run.
Oh, no,
do
you
that.
can't. I think
You
this is a Magic situation. Hey,
Absolutely.
we're sorry. Keep moving.
We're
I think you
sorry.
reprint.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I think you reprint.
no.
No, I think they just.
No.
I think they tell people they're sorry and they keep it moving. I
Listen,
really
no
do.
way.
there's no advantage to reprinting. Like, this stuff is all rotating out of the standard format. It's not like,
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
because
like
that matters.
but like it doesn't like the damage is done unless you're gonna go and be like, hey everyone, show us your receipt for Fusion Strike boxes and we'll replace the box. You're just doing more damage to the community.
No. I think it's reprint it and sell it.
That does more damage.
But you have to change the box, right? You can't reprint it and sell it in the same box because then I could take this box that definitely has all the good cards. Which well, let's pretend it doesn't. Let's pretend it doesn't.
Not
Right?
seem to care.
What?
The market doesn't seem to care. Like Fusion Strikes barely dipped.
Yeah, since the announcement, because like there's not that many boxes left. We haven't seen a reprint of Fusion Strike.
There's got to be a good amount of Fusion Strike.
Not
Like-
compared to like the initial release.
Oh, sure. There's less boxes than there were on initial release. That's fair. But like, there's still plenty of Fusion Strike out there. I'm hard.
It's not like they made this. It's not like this news came to the market and then all of a sudden a bunch of boxes came along with it.
No, because everyone's looking at it going, "What am I going to do with this?" It's got no cards in it.
Stop.
It's GI Joe cards. There's
People
GI
don't-
Joe cards in these boxes.
George, people don't sit on Pokemon boxes like Magic fans sit on Pokemon boxes. Like, more people sit on Magic boxes than Pokemon boxes. It's 100% true.
No.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, I think it's terrible. Like, I think this is gonna be the way they handle that is gonna be.
It is the
super
wildest TCG news I think maybe ever.
Yeah. This was
Like-
it's getting much less traction than I thought it would.
No,
I-
it's not.
I feel,
every
I'm
Pokemon
definitely on Team Josh on that one.
Really?
I feel like it's getting much less traction than I anticipated.
Every
Like,
Pokemon content creator.
has Rudy even done a video on it yet?
No, but Rudy's not a Pokemon content creator.
That man's got
Oh,
bathrooms
oh,
of
stop it.
Pokemon.
Like
Bathrooms.
Rattle's done a video on it. Most of the major Pokemon people I follow have. I mean, I don't
Louis'
follow
second channel.
my second channel's done a video on it.
Is that true?
Yeah, see if you can figure out who I am.
Dun dun dun.
I don't watch the first channel.
Did you watch
This
this
is
video that I
wild.
told you to watch?
Yes, I did. That's why I did the open mic night comment for Louis with the green screen in the back.
God,
Did like the 19 did we talk about the 90s bands last week and that inspired your video this week, or what's going on with that? You want to talk about that?
I don't want to talk about what inspired my video this week. I almost started playing RuneScape again.
wow,
Never
your whole
mind.
life went back like 15 years.
No, not 15.
4?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's move on.
And like,
This
get
things
the
are-
old school Bob
things-
Barker microphone or a new microphone. You pick the one microphone in the middle.
The microphone didn't work. There was nothing on the microphone.
That's not
It
what I
was-
said.
it was
I didn't say
just-
make it work.
It was just a meme. It was just
And-
the thing. It was just for the joke. All right, let's talk about Cryptic spoiler season.
I think we should do that.
Josh, you had some takes on this first card.
I did. The only thing that I'm excited about for Cryptic spoiler season is the fact that they're bringing back some of the characters so they can kind of relive and
No,
reinvigorate.
that was my take. I want to hear your take on Green Lady.
No, I told you my take before this. It was leaning into the Pokemon effect. People can keep their favorite human, their favorite citizen.
I love
Josh,
that you're
I
just...
think that's a great take, and I'm glad it came from you because I think you're the first one to tell me that. So I think it's really
Okay,
good.
we
I
have
also think Cryptic's going to put the cards in the box.
Oh, that's a good point.
We have a new group of citizens, the Druax, which are pretty cool. Apparently they're green, or at least this one is green, and they like bumblebee cats. I think that's a bumblebee cat. I'm going with.
All right, hold on. Let's be honest. Is this the crossover with Transformers 2.0?
I don't know anything about Transformers. The only thing I know about Transformers is Megan Fox.
Hold on,
That's
it's
it.
not. Let's not get Cryptic in IP law trouble. It's not. They're not.
The only thing I know about Transformers is Megan Fox. I was in high school when Transformers came out. So,
oh God, just bury me. Just bury me.
Druax, so they have this
Constant
ability.
RuneScape and Megan Fox. That is a rough situation to be a keyboard in.
And there's our intro.
Josh is always saying the inappropriate things on the podcast. Have you noticed that?
It's the best part.
How is that inappropriate? You want to be that keyboard? Sign up for that job. Go for it. I'm out.
The Druax are white and green, which is a new color combination. And they have a new mechanic called detach. So it's going to be cool to see what that is. We don't really know what it is yet, but pretty cool to see that. And then we have new things. What Josh said, which was a brilliant take, Josh. I don't know how you came up with it.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't really think it through and kind of half-assed it.
Yeah. We have the Pokemon effect going on where they're doing a new set with the same characters, but with a little comma and then the different card name.
So no hits.
So I like that. You get your iconic cards.
Giving
people want to chase.
Fusion Strike boxes.
You also have cards
There's
that
very few of them. Josh, be careful. They don't exist anymore.
oh
They're
my
very
gosh,
rare.
It's amazing. Like, why do we even talk about things if you guys don't want to talk about? You can.
I want to talk about
I
this.
actually care about this because I actually play the game. You got blue and black.
I think you should bring that
dual
up
mana.
again, George, if I'm being honest with you.
Blue and black dual mana. Really cool. Adriel. New.
You're just reading the cards now. You know that, right?
Okay. You guys want to move on then if you don't want to talk about it?
I don't want to give a take on it. Talk about like why it's good, why it's bad, hits, misses.
Well, I can't talk over you two who are just bickering.
We
right now.
interrupted you
accurate.
reading the cards. We did that. That is true.
Look, this is the first time we've seen black and blue in a mana, which is super good because all the time I get frustrated in my human deck because I have to play these cards that have blue mana on the bottom and I don't actually want them because Cleo's the only card that I apply to it. So we don't actually know what this card is or what he's like spoiled just the bottom of the card. But that's the first time it's like a dual land in that situation, which is really good and really cool.
Well, stuff like that in any game is going to expand your deck building options, which is going to lean into creativity, right? It's going to give players more to chew on. People who already like the game have something more to chew on, and people who get into the game, they have less barriers. Like, I want to build this style deck. Now I can't. So, I mean, that's a win.
Yeah, meta's pretty stale right now too. Like, it's pretty figured out. Like, the control deck is like pretty OP. People really hate Amara.
Play the game for fun. You don't have to win every time.
Our community's gotten a little sweaty and a little frustrated with control. Not gonna lie,
A little sweaty.
There's a couple people who are like, yeah, I'm not playing until Wicked Prophecy comes out because of the control deck. We basically had to ban the control deck. Like,
wait, you're going above and beyond the Cryptic Rules Committee?
no.
Banning
But it's like
Tanner, where you at?
we're like Noah. Like, can you play a different deck? Like, that's
Wow, called him out by name. I like it. What other customers do you hate?
Listen, Noah, I think you're a very intelligent person and should be able to play whatever deck you want and buy whatever card you want at whatever price you want.
GamerGrove.GG.
I hate you both. I haven't actually looked at Adriel yet. I don't play like big beefy creatures in my human deck, so this one doesn't really matter to me. I'm never gonna cast 5 mana, but
so for all of you listening to the Cryptic section, I really hope you play whatever deck Louis plays, because that will be what the discussion's about.
what do you want me to do? I'm telling you my takes on it. Malka,
Your takes so far as I don't play that card.
Malka, her hair looks really good. You know, like,
Are you taking shots at me now?
The artwork looks super sweet. I'm like super stoked on this. Another Druak and Nora. Like this set, like it's gonna be fun to see a second box happen in a community, and it's gonna be fun. So I'm excited. Did you guys have anything to contribute to this section? Or you ready to just move on?
Louis, you did such a great job in that section.
You literally took my take.
Great. Thanks
We
so
can
much.
add
All right.
nothing to that amazing monologue.
Why don't we talk about Lorcana now?
It's gonna screw up your.
That's fine. We can just end the podcast if he leaves. That's fine. I got things to do anyway.
Listen, if you get banned from Lorcana because Louis called it Lorcanta, you were destined to be banned anyway.
Also, like they're not gonna ban us because they're like a company. They're not gonna ban people.
You were destined. You were getting banned anyway. If that's the straw, it was happening.
Bob Iger loves me.
I don't know what that is.
If the
It's the
Disney
CEO
company,
of Disney.
You collect CEOs like trading cards. You told me the CEO of Chase and Disney today off the top of your head. That's amazing.
People know Jamie Dimon.
I don't carry that information
Louis, who's
around
Jamie
with
Dimon?
me. He's like, oh,
He owns a
this
strip
person's
club.
great. It's James Diamond. I'm like, who's that? He goes, you don't know? Like, how would you know that?
if you gave me a multiple choice question, who's like, who is Jamie Dimon, and one of those things was like strip club owner, I'd be like that one.
Boom, South
Chase.
Florida resident owns a local strip club, 100%.
That's where I would be. George, what do you want to talk about with Lorcana?
So Lorcana looks amazing still. So they have the OP kits ready to roll for stores, and they have a companion app, I believe, out or coming out soon. So people can start playing their cards, and they have.
Is it called a companion app?
Yes.
No.
I don't know. And they have and they have some versions that are online right now that you can play a couple games and test out the cards.
Is there enough cards out to be testing out?
Yeah.
Really?
Want me to read them to you in a monologue voice?
No.
Okay.
That sounds like terrible content.
Yeah, I agree. I'm willing to if you want me to, though.
If you want to go, I'll talk over you and won't let you get out anything that you want to
Okay,
say.
good.
I like this little roll swap we got going on.
Darkwing Duck. It's a blue card.
Oh, wait,
Very
let's do this.
exciting.
Who's better, Donald Duck or Daffy Duck?
I am surprised this was even a discussion or a debate or even controversial. The obvious answer is Donald Duck.
No.
Absolutely.
Donald Duck does nothing. He's the most it makes sense that you like him. He's the most boring, pointless character in the entire show.
And maybe I'm mixing my ducks. Wasn't Daffy Duck first?
No.
Daffy Duck is suffering succotash. That's Daffy Duck. Donald Duck is the one you don't know what he does because he's just over there in the corner doing nothing.
Nobody puts
feathers,
Donald in
got
the corner.
Like, here's the thing. Donald Duck is full-bodied. He is body positivity in a duck form, and I respect that for some reason.
Donald Duck is like the guy who comes in and like ruins the party. It's like, oh, we're done hanging out.
He is the party.
He's like, guys, it's 12:15. We were supposed to be home by midnight. That's Donald
Okay,
Duck.
if you're out till 12:15, your party's already going crazy. Okay, let's just start there.
Oh God!
Like, if you're still rocking at 12:15 a.m., your party was already amazing.
My favorite
It
part
was
of
lit, as the kids say.
My wife does that where when it hits 12:15, she won't refer to it as like Friday anymore. If it's 12:15 on a Saturday morning,
Really?
That's the worst.
she's
Your
like, "Oh,
wife
it's
is the
Saturday." I'm like,
worst.
"No, it's still like we're just still awake. It's still Friday. No, it's Saturday." I'm like, "Oh gosh, you're so old and so
I
way too
don't
good for me."
remember
It's
the
ridiculous.
last time I intentionally stayed up past midnight.
Yeah.
Do you often
Just kidding.
accidentally stay out past midnight?
Well, like it happens. Like if I take like a longer nap in the afternoon, I'm like, can I get some work done?
Then the home starts to worry. Oh, we gotta go find George again.
Oh no, I'm home. I'm home.
Okay.
I'm not like out and about. I'm home.
This has been the best Lorcana discussion we've had. This is
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me read this cards in monotone voice. And this one has. We don't know the effect yet, but it's got 2 colors on it.
Nailed it. Got it. Boom.
alrighty. So Metazoo sales.
Louis done.
How's native selling for you, George?
Great, but more importantly, Chrome sold out instantly, and Chrome sold out I believe in like 30 seconds, and they sold 30,000 boxes. I got 5 cases from Distro. I was very happy. No,
Nice.
6 cases from Distro.
If you need Metazoo Chrome, hit up George in Discord.
Do not hit up George. George is going to sell out of Metazoo Chrome. Do not hit up George.
Hey, George, can I get some Metazoo Chrome?
I can help you out.
Oh!
It was mainly because of mainly against Louis.
Yes, let's go.
I don't understand the Metazoo Chrome thing.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Way to get
There's
them
two
off.
things.
Way to go.
A, Chrome is awesome to begin with.
They all look the same to me. I looked at it and I was like, we've seen these cards before with different artwork. I don't get
They're
it.
Chrome. Like it's a whole different product line.
That's great. I don't get it. I'm
Maybe
sorry.
this is why you don't understand serialized cards.
Maybe.
It's only worth
Yeah.
$700. I don't want it.
I can't retire on that.
What
I need
the
at least
crap?
$1,000 to retire.
Not what I said. $85. That's what I said.
The Chrome cards look awesome, and there's some big hits. So like Aoki has a $30,000 bounty on the 1/1 Mothman.
Yeah,
And
Mike has
Mike-
a $10,000 bounty on himself.
Mike has a $10,000 bounty on his card, 1/1. That's a real bounty on a $30,000 box print run.
Yeah.
Like that's a real bounty.
That's cool.
I like the bounties.
Bounties are cool.
I'm a fan of bounties.
I'm a fan of bounties. The One Ring bounty's nuts.
What, going to New Zealand? Oh,
No,
that
I
was
meant like the cash bounty.
the cash one.
Yeah, I'm taking the cash bounty there.
I'm going to New Zealand.
Like
You're just your lack of understanding of money blows my mind.
It's a
Stunning.
1/1 card. The cash bounty's
Stunning.
still going to be there after the New Zealand trip.
Not if they grade it. You don't know that.
Oh, I'm definitely
there
popping the card out of that case.
there are
And
two
damaging
companies-
it?
Louis, oh my God. There are 2 companies I would let touch that card.
And one is Hometown TCG.
Oh, but wasn't the $100,000 bounty? Isn't that if you can't tell anybody that you pulled it?
Spoiler alert. If you tell somebody, I would bet you dollars to donuts, he would still give you the $100,000 for the card.
And if not, there's
Wait,
been
wait.
more offers for more money.
Can I get $100,000 of donuts? That's a possibility.
If you spoiler alert.
How many
Yeah,
trucks of donuts is
I'm gonna
100?
Oh,
Wow.
Dist.
Is the podcast just end?
My gosh, it's
That-
died.
my camera
Josh
just die? Did my camera
think-
just explode?
Yeah, but we're leaving it up. This is the best part of this podcast, which is amazing.
Is he green to you?
He's green to me, and he's green to
Oh
the
my God.
audience.
He's
Now
like
it's-
that green. It's like that green card from Cryptic we were talking about.
Should be in the cryptic section. All right. There he is.
Welcome back.
I don't know what just happened.
You look less like the Hulk.
Oh, well, that's depressing. I gotta get back in the gym.
You more like the chunk.
Before I went green and with rage of your comment, I'm gonna go ahead and just bring something up. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna give you a little financial lesson here,
My
Louis. Are you ready?
donut comment?
Yes. Yes. Are you ready?
Yes.
If you have $1,000, you can get $1,000 of donuts. So if you got $100,000,
That
You-
follows.
can get $100,000 worth of donuts.
I don't think that's true.
is.
I want you to prove that. I want you to go get $100,000 worth of donuts.
I
want
will,
you-
but I'm not going to pay for them because I've learned you can just get them from a dumpster.
That's fair too.
Free
Donuts. Free donuts. All right. The other thing is Native appears to be doing pretty well. Now, that being said, they also delayed it or maybe didn't delay it. There's no information in their Discord, but maybe they're using their website, which is great. Their website has a thing on it that basically says Metazoo is delayed at distribution level until May. I'll read it exactly what it says. Metazoo.com. That's not their website. Metazoo TCG? Metazoo Games?
So
Who owns Metazoo.com?
the message you get is
Do you,
unfortunately,
George, do you own Metazoo.com?
Not me. Not me. It's not me.
They say, unfortunately, we are experiencing shipping delays that have affected our overall native release plan. We are making all possible arrangements to minimize the delay and expect normal distribution to receive product in early May. So I would caution
What
you.
I have learned is that you have an 18-month grace period on delays, so this
Oh.
is not a problem.
Yeah. Listen, ship your product whenever you want, people. It's fine.
Whatever you want, prepaid, whatever you want, baby. You
We're
already-
in COVID. Listen, COVID pandemic's still going on, man.
I don't want to be on the screen for this.
There's shipping delays everywhere. Isn't that canal still blocked?
What year is it?
You can't get an airplanes are delayed everywhere. Everything's delayed, man. Anyway, so be careful buying native stuff because I think there's more product to come. If you are looking for native, reach out to Metazoo Partners. They have it. And
so that's confirmed. All Metazoo partners got their product.
Well, some Metazoo partners got their product, some didn't. So just go down the list and try to find some product if you want it, or just wait till it actually comes out in May. I don't know what to tell you. Seems like a bunch of Whatnot streamers have it. So
that's weird. Weird how that worked. Goofy.
No, I think they're getting it from
Metazoo partners.
I have no clue. But
the differentiation in product access there, that's not a problem. Some people get it direct from Metazoo, some people have to go to distributors.
So
if you're
I'm just curious.
Why I don't think that's as big of a problem is because anybody can become a Metazoo partner if they do certain things. It's not it's not this this chosen group of I will only ever work with this one store.
Sure.
God bless them, and everybody else gets dunked on.
But
if you were a store that wanted to carry Metazoo, run Metazoo events, do Metazoo things, you could become a partner.
But we talked about this week. Some Metazoo partners got product and some didn't. I don't know how that list was calculated. I don't really know who got it and who didn't. I got my product.
Listen,
I don't a big deal, Louie.
It's out to the people who ordered the product. Yeah.
I don't know.
What are they supposed to do? They could have delayed the whole thing. It seems like this delay was caught them by surprise, honestly.
Okay, the delay, your delay of your product should not be catching you by surprise, I guess, is where I stand with that.
But I don't know. I mean, I will say, shipping has gotten hard again for me. So, I'm somewhat sympathetic to this.
But, there's also 25 boxes of native available on TCG Player right now.
Yeah, but, Metazoo's an eBay thing.
What are you saying about that, Josh?
I'm sorry. We consider Metazoo one of the major indie TCGs. An indie TCG release happens and there's only 25 boxes available. That's stunning to me.
Yeah, well, it's delayed on their website. That's what they're saying. There is supply issues.
Yeah, but some people, what I'm concerned about is some people have it. Whatnot streamers have it. They have access to it. Everyone's open these packs, selling this product. But it's not a level playing field. Not every partner has it.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is an issue. It's okay to say this is an issue, but this is an issue. There's 25 boxes available. So now you're a store. You're either a consumer or a store. If you're a consumer, you buy now at $140. Eventually, the price of the box is worth $90, $80 at best from what we've seen from previous Metazoo sets, right? Or if you're a store,
we just said be careful buying. Don't. It's delayed.
But Josh said it with more passion.
We just said that.
If you're a store then and you don't get your product till later, you have no opportunity to get some sales in at release prices. I mean, Lou, you're the one always saying you have to sell these things at release because after they always crash. Well, these prices are going to trickle down.
If you're a partner, you've been cleared to pre-sell and your product is guaranteed. So if you're a partner, you can sell your product and you're guaranteed. And if you're not a partner, you haven't paid for your product because it's regular distribution. So yeah, I agree. There's an advantage for whatever partners got their product, and that's fair.
Whatnot streamers, apparently.
Well, the Whatnot streamers are probably getting it from other partners who got their product. I'm not a Whatnot streamer. I have no clue how Whatnot streamers are getting their product.
But I understand you are a great streamer. Continue, Louie.
That is true.
But if you're a Metazoo partner and you haven't gotten your product, if I hadn't gotten my product yet, I would just tell my people, hey, look, my product's delayed. I don't have it yet. There's nothing you can do. You might lose out on 5% of orders, I would guess, 5 or 10. This has happened before in other games and in.
I think that would just, as I guess, as a consumer, that would irritate me. If I gave you $140 and said, here's native, and then we got a native release date, and then you told me, oh, sorry, I don't have it. And then I said, okay, when am I going to have it? And you go, I don't know.
I am on team. You should not ever give a store your money until they have your box.
But if that's the case, then now all these stores are missing out. because by the time they're able to sell this box, theoretically it'll be cheaper if you're at the end of that feeding line.
I'm team you should never give a store your money unless they have a guarantee of their box.
No,
Like
I would, I don't take any money up front.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just this is wild to me. 25 boxes available. Like that seems
how many are on
crazy.
eBay though? Like, I mean, like, I don't know.
I would guess like 10% of the print run is out in the public. That would be my guess. So it doesn't surprise me that there's only 25.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
But then like we're
speculating. We're back to speculating. Let's not get banned.
All right, so let's talk about how many. What's the print run do you think so far on native so far? Like, what do you think is out in the wild right now?
5,000 boxes.
Okay.
That's
is that a Scoopy?
Nope, that's my
That's
random number connected to another random number.
That's your that's your RNG, your random number generator.
My YOLO number. All right. That's the podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, remember to be kind to the people around you. Go shop at gamegrove.gg or in George's PMs and go watch Josh's YouTube channel, Hometown TCG. Remember to be kind to the people around you. May the zoo be with you.
And also with you.
And also with you.